branch did you serve in?
Air Force.
How many years?
20 years.
Did you go on tour?
Like overseas? Yeah.
Where?
I went to Guam for 2 years.
Why did you join?
Just like my dad was in, I wanted to travel, and that's what made me.
Would you recommend students to join?
Oh yeah, I had a good time. It was great.
So your dad motivated you to go. And when did you realize you wanted to be in the?
That was probably after I got out of college and worked for a little while and then settled.
Thank you.
We are here with Mr. Esparza, one of the teachers at Matthew. How many years did you serve in your branch?
I served from 1983 to 1989, and then again 90 to 91. So that's a total of about 7 years
What branch did you serve?
in the U.S. Army.
Okay. Did you go on tour?
I don't understand what you mean. Did I go on tour?
Like, where did you?
First, I was in Fort Knox, Kentucky. Excuse me, it's been a long time. It's been over 30 years. Fort Knox, Kentucky, and then I was in Baumholder, Germany. And then I went to Fort Polk, Louisiana. From Fort Polk, I then transferred to Fort Carson, Colorado, where I got out of the Army in 1989. And then in 1990, I was recalled when the United States sent the Army to Saudi Arabia to eject the Iraqi Army from Kuwait. And so I was in Kuwait, well, actually Saudi Arabia from 90 to 91.
Why did you join?
Right out of high school, didn't have really any plans. Didn't have no money for college. Wasn't looking forward to working in a grocery store or something like that. And basically, my father said, "If you want college, you need to find and get your own college money."
So was he the one that motivates you to do it?
Well, I don't know if it motivated. I didn't join because I wanted to see the world. I needed it. Really, there's an old saying: I needed 3 hots and a cot, and most veterans will know what that means.
Okay.
That means I needed a job, and I needed a job.
Well, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay. We're here with Coach Espinosa, who is one of our coaches, who is also a veteran. What branch did you serve in?
I served in the Army.
Where were you stationed?
I was stationed. Good question. I was stationed in Fort Jackson, South Carolina, and then once I did a certain amount of years there, I came here to Fort Sam in San Antonio.
Why did you join?
I joined because I wanted to serve my country. But there's a lot of reasons why I joined, but that was the main one.
Would you recommend students to join?
I recommend students to join, but my recommendation is for you to go to school first, get an education, get a degree in college, and then join the military. That's because I started at the bottom, so I would recommend for students to do that first.
Who motivated you?
Who motivated me? My grandma. She was a good motivator. My grandma.
Okay.
Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And when did you realize you wanted to be in the whatever branch you were
How did I win?
in? Yeah. When did you realize?
I guess after I graduated from high school, I was planning to go to college to play basketball, but it didn't turn out, so I joined the service.
Thank you.
Okay.
We are here with Mr. Litsby, our special ed teacher, who is also a veteran. What branch did you serve in?
Navy.
How many years did you serve in?
20 years.
Did you go on tour?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I've been all over the Mediterranean, the Indian Ocean, did a Westpac, which is a Western Pacific cruise, went up to Norway on a North Atlantic cruise, down in the Caribbean many times, and I was actually living in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba for 3 years. Loved it.
Why did you join?
Well, I grew up here in San Antonio and we were kind of poor. So that was a way for me to get my college education by going into the military.
Did anybody motivate you to join?
My 2 older brothers had already joined the service, so I thought that'd be a pretty good plan.
Would you recommend the students at our campus to do?
I think military service is an awesome way to begin your adult life, but it's not easy. It's hard.
When did you realize you wanted to do this?
Well, when I was a junior in high school, and I recognized that that would be a good opportunity to move up and leave San Antonio and try and make a career out of it. Yeah.
Well, thank you for your service.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
We're here with Mr. Marshall, who is one of our teachers, who is also a veteran. What branch did you serve?
I served in the United States Army.
Did you go on tour?
Did I go to war? No, I had many tours. Though.
Yeah, did you go on tour?
Yeah.
Oh, you've never been on tour?
Yes. Depends on what you mean by on tour.
Like, have you ever gone like anywhere else?
Yes, I've been several places. Italy, I was in Italy for 5.5 years. I was at Fort Bragg, North Carolina for 20 months. I was in Fort Benning, Georgia for 6.5 years. From there, I went to Fort Lewis, Washington, and I was there for about another 20 months. And then finally, I ended up in Honolulu, Hawaii, and I spent 4.5 years there.
Why did you join?
Why did I join? Because as a child, an Air Force doctor saved my life. And so one of the things that I learned about was giving back, and I wanted to give back. And so I joined the Army. My dad was upset because he was in the Air Force.
Yeah.
So I joined the Army, just to be different. And
Yeah. Would you recommend students to join?
I would recommend students to look at joining the military services as an option. It gives you a lot of good things that you can do in your life. It gives you a lot of discipline. It helps you. If you plan on going to college, you can go into college while you're in the military, and they'll pay for it, so it saves you money. It gives you a steady income for a certain amount of time. Now, I was in for 20 years, so after my 20 years, I retired, and now the military still provides me with an income and with insurance. So it is an option that that our students have.
Who motivated you?
Who motivated me? What do you mean by who motivated me?
Like, who motivated you?
Again, it was the Air Force doctor that motivated me. Although I was a little baby, I didn't know who he was. It was just knowing that fact that he saved my life. And then my dad. My dad was in the Air Force for 20 years. So.
When did you realize you wanted to be in the Army?
When did I realize I wanted to be in the Army? Oh God, I realized I wanted to be in the Army about 3 months before I graduated high school. Because I didn't know what I was going to do until.
Mr. Martinez, who is one of our science teachers, who's also a veteran. What branch did you serve in?
United States Air Force.
Did you go on tour?
As a matter of fact, serving 23 years, I tour South Korea, Japan, the Philippines, and Palau, which is a Micronesia island.
Why did you join?
Well, honestly, I wanted to be a Marine. That day when I went to see the recruiter, the Marine recruiter was at our lunch, so the Air Force recruiter said, "Why don't you step into my office and we'll talk?" An hour later, I came out and I signed the paper, so I became an aircraft mechanic.
Would you recommend students to join?
If they don't have any other options at either college or some type of training vocation school was not available to them, again, the military would be another option because you can find the same type of vocation in the military world as you would in the civilian world.
Who motivated you?
Just kidding.
Who motivated you?
To me, my mother, she was my motivator. She would always tell me to do the best that I could in life.
When did you realize you wanted to be in the?
In the Air Force?
Yeah, in the Air Force.
After I had signed up, originally I wanted to be a pharmacy technician, but that didn't pan out because that career field was full. So the guy said, "Well, we can try aircraft or security." And I said, "Well, you know what? I like working with my hands, so that's why I joined to become an aircraft mechanic. And I work on the C-5 aircraft and C-130s and B-52s. It's good?
Yep.
Okay, thank you, Miha.
We are here with Mr. Mars, the 7th grade and 8th grade math teacher, who is also a veteran. What branch did you serve in?
Served in the Air Force.
How many years did you serve
I served 28 years.
in? Did you go on tour or be stationed?
I've been all over the world. I've been to Korea. I've been all across the U.S., different bases in the U.S. I've been through Europe, 3 different countries in Europe.
What did you do?
Why? Well, part of it was I was looking for something interesting to do, and I thought serving my country would be very interesting to do. And it was an excellent career. I recommend it for everybody.
Who motivated you?
Who motivated me? I was working at a job in New Jersey, and my boss, he was in the Air Force, and he said that, I kept telling him, what else can we do? And he goes, with all your gumption, you should be in the military. And I said, well, yeah, I thought about it. And he said, look, I'll give you the day off. You can go take the test to go in the military. And he gave me the day off. I paid me. And I got paid to go take the test, and I scored really well. And he looked at my scores and he said, you need to go in. So I went in.
When did you realize you wanted to be in the military?
When I passed that test, I realized that maybe this would be a thing. I qualified for it, and my boss said I had the personality to be in the military, and I said, that's what I'll do.
Would you recommend students to join?
Some students, if that's for you, I mean, not everybody should join the military. I think if it fits you and what you want to be in life, then I think you should join.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
We're here with Miss Gian, who is our counselor and who is also a veteran. What branch did you serve?
The United States Navy.
Did you go until where were you stationed in?
Right, going into the Navy, I did boot camp in Florida. Then I went to California for training, and then from there I got stationed in Japan for a year, and then I went to Hawaii for 3 years and I was stationed there. During my time, the Iraq War started in 1990.
Why did you join?
In so many words, right out of high school, we had a friend that went into the Navy, and he gave the recruiter the graduating class that everyone graduated with. And I was in between working and I didn't have a place to stay. So as soon as I graduated from high school, my mom packed my bags and I was on my own.
Would you recommend students to join?
Yes, there's a lot of benefits to being a veteran. There's not only you get to see other people, other cultures, you get to get trained. There's always ongoing schooling with them. There's educational benefits. You can also buy a house using their program. You can buy a land using their program. And you can also buy a business. So you get a lot of financing for, home, land, or business.
Who motivated you?
When I was in the Navy, seeing other people my age, being, you met so many intelligent people. There was a lot of people that told you, I'm here for 4 years so I can get college money, and then I'm going to go to college. While you were in the service, you can also start taking college classes, which is what I did.
When did you realize you wanted to be
In the Navy.
Navy?
I guess right when the recruiter called me and asked me, what are you doing? I'm like, getting ready for work. He's like, wouldn't you rather be out in California? So that got me to think.
Thank you. Who is our school librarian, who is also a veteran. What branch did you serve in?
I was in the Army.
How many years?
11 years.